Burnaby RCMP.
The man behind Whistler's Outdoor Adventures, the company at the center of the slaying of 100 sled dogs, spoke with media today. Joey Houssian says the facts are very different than what's been revealed so far. Leah Hendry has been following this story. She joins us live now with the latest. Leah, what can you tell us?
Tony, Joey Houssian is the owner of Outdoor Adventures Whistler, and today he did a number of print media interviews. Now, we had the chance to listen to a recording that was done by the province today with him. And in that interview, he expressed utter shock over the slaughter and said he is having a very difficult time reconciling the relationship he had with Bob Fawcett with what he read in the Work Safety C report. He describes Fawcett as an animal lover and a total professional. Houssian does dispute the report's justification for the slaughter. He says it had nothing to do with a post-Olympic slump. Houssian says, quote, "The decision to euthanize dogs was not a business decision. In fact, business has been better since the Olympics. Business has improved. There was no expectation that we needed tons of dogs to satisfy the demand for the Olympics. And then, oh, what are we going to do after? That's just unfounded." Now, Houssian says that the company was told about 50 old, sick, and not adoptable dogs that would be put down. He thought the dogs would be euthanized humanely. In addition to the SPCA and the RCMP investigation, Houssian says the company is doing its own investigation into what happened and said, quote, "I think it's really important for people to understand that we're not hiding. We're not trying to point fingers. I own the company. I'm not trying to say I don't, or I own a certain percentage of the shares. I own the company, and I am morally responsible for what happened inside my company."
Last week we heard Houssian and his employees were receiving death threats. Is that still a concern?
Well, the RCMP is investigating those threats, and those threats have been primarily in person, but there's also been some email as well as phone call threats. Now, today, Houssian said, quote, "I would say that the amount of one-on-one confrontations are kind of dropping off, but of course the number one thing is keeping everyone safe." He also said in that interview that he intends to stay in Whistler and that they intend to keep Outdoor Adventures Whistler as a very strong contributing member of the business community there. Tony.
Thank you, Leah.
The BC SPCA is trying to find out how a tiny puppy ended up abandoned. The day-old pup, now known as Peanut, was found at a Maple Ridge bus stop on Friday in a shoe